Most of us have done it. You match with someone, you chat for a bit, you agree to meet for dinner. It's a normal Tuesday night in Milwaukee. 19-year-old Sade Robinson was excited about her date. She even texted her mum that evening. But by the next morning, her car was found burned in a quiet neighborhood. And Sade? She was nowhere to be found. What started as a first date turned into one of the most twisted crimes in Wisconsin history. April 1st, 2024, Sade Robinson meets 33-year-old Maxwell Anderson at a seafood restaurant. Security camera footage shows them talking. They look like any other couple. They leave together. The next day, Sade doesn't show up for her shift at Pizza Shuttle. Her friends are worried. Then the calls start coming in. Her 2014 Honda Civic is found on the corner of 29th and Lisbon. It's been gutted by fire. Police track Sade's phone. It pings near a park on Lake Michigan. But things were about to get much worse. A passerby at Warnimont Park notices something in the water. It's a human leg. DNA testing confirms the nightmare. It belongs to Sade Robinson. Detectives turn their focus to Maxwell Anderson. They look at his home. They look at his history. When they search his house, they find blood on the walls leading to the basement. They find sores. They find a first date that turned into a planned attack. Phone records place Anderson at the park exactly when Sade's phone stops pinging. The community is in shock. This wasn't a crime of passion. This was a careful and cold taking of a life. Then they found something they couldn't explain. This wasn't just about a physical trail, it was about a digital one. They found out that after the murder, Anderson didn't just hide. He went about his day. He was seen at a local sports bar shortly after the car was set on fire. He acted completely normal. The turning point came from Life 360. Sade's family had the app. It showed her movement from the restaurant to Anderson's house and finally to the park. The technology she used to stay safe was the very thing that trapped her killer. Anderson thought he had cleaned up the physical evidence, but he forgot about the satellite in her pocket. But the search for the truth was far from over. For weeks, volunteers searched the beaches of Lake Michigan. More remains were found miles apart, torso pieces, a foot. Every find was a fresh wound for the Robinson family. Maxwell Anderson has been charged with first-degree murder, cutting up a body, and arson. He is now in jail with a $5 million bond. Sade was weeks away from finishing school at Milwaukee Area Technical College. She wanted to work in criminal justice. Now she is at the heart of a case that will be studied for years to come. The death of Sade Robinson is a harsh reminder of the hidden dangers in the online world. A young woman with a bright future, gone because of a chance meeting. Justice is moving through the courts, but the pain in the Milwaukee community stays. Do you think dating apps should have stricter background checks for their users? Let's talk about it in the comments. If you want to keep looking for the truth behind the headlines, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. This has been Buried Truth Files. Stay safe out there. It started at Bahia County Medical Center in San Antonio. Nurse Janine Jones worked the 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. shift. The staff called it the death shift. Numbers don't lie. During her time there, the death rate for children shot up fast. Kids who were fine suddenly went into cardiac arrest. Some bled without stopping from their IV lines, but things were about to get much worse. Hospital leaders saw the pattern. They didn't call the police. Instead, they asked all the nurses to quit to avoid a scandal. Jones moved on to a small clinic in Kerrville, Texas. Within weeks, the coincidences followed her. At the new clinic, Dr. Kathleen Holland trusted Jones completely. But the numbers were scary. In just 1 month, 7 children had big seizures or stopped breathing. One name stands out, Chelsea McClellan. She was only 15 months old. She went in for a normal shot. Janine Jones stepped behind a curtain with the little girl. Moments later, Chelsea stopped breathing in her mother's arms. Investigators finally stepped in. They found a bottle of succinylcholine, a strong muscle relaxant, in the trash. It had 2 needle holes. This drug stops the lungs from working while the patient stays fully awake. Then investigators found something they couldn't explain. Most people think serial killers want their victims to die right away. But the twist in Janine Jones's case is more disturbing. Jones didn't necessarily want the babies to die. She wanted the glory of saving them. She would inject them with deadly drugs to cause a medical emergency. Then she would use her skills to bring them back in front of the doctors. She wanted to be the hero of the ICU. When she failed, she would cry the loudest at the funerals. She was hooked on the drama of life and death. But just as justice seemed served, a legal loophole almost let her walk free. In 1984, Jones was sentenced to 99 years. But due to a mandatory release law in Texas meant to prevent prison overcrowding, she was set to walk out of prison in 2018. The families of the victims were crushed. The woman who had likely killed up to 60 children was about to go free on a technicality. At the last minute, prosecutors found new evidence. They charged her with the 1981 murder of 11-month-old Joshua Sawyer. This allowed them to keep her behind bars for what will likely be the rest of her life. Janine Jones is currently serving her time in a Texas prison. She remains one of the most prolific serial killers in American history, hiding behind a mask of care. It makes you wonder, how many other death shifts went unnoticed because a hospital wanted to protect its reputation? What do you think was the biggest red flag the hospital missed? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to dive deeper into the cases the history books tried to forget, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This has been Buried Truth Files. Thanks for watching.